Hello and welcome to Aurei plays Factorio Seablock. This is episode 308 and yeah, we finally launched our rocket. So yeah, this is just gonna chug along with these rocket control units. Like, we don't really care that those are low. Like, they'll be produced probably a little bit, but like they're actually not that low. Like, I would expect this to be all stuck, but I guess these are just assemblers too, and the recipe times for them are kind of high. So actually we're gonna slowly move towards another one of these guys, but that's fine. Like, we don't really mind either way. We just want to get our research up to the point that we can start doing new stuff, basically. Yeah, so let's figure out where we want to be going. So I think like this locks the entire thing, right? So these guys, and yeah, for these guys we do need. I have no idea. Okay, what does it do? Okay, so we have assembly robots. It's designed to operate in the rigors of space, used in the dry dock assembly component, placed in rocket silo to launch into space. Okay, and yeah, okay, so then we have dry dock assembly component, the command module for assembling. Okay, and used for containing the spaceship while it's being assembled. Yeah, so we're gonna start building a spaceship, I think. And the way this works is we're gonna launch these things, and then yeah, I guess, yeah, so we want to research this stuff and then start launching assembly robots, I guess. Used, yeah, it says use in the dry dock assembly component. So, and this is a dry dock assembly component, so I guess we would need to launch one of these guys first and then some of the other stuff. Yeah, let's just get everything we need for, yeah, for space stuff. Let's see. And then in the end, yeah, okay, so this is a bunch of research. So this in the end gets a faster than light drive. Okay. Here we have a protection field. Okay. We have a fusion reactor. We have fuel cells. We have habitation modules. We have life support systems. We have a command. And we have astrometrics. Okay. Yeah, I am just gonna spoil myself a little bit by just looking at so what this actually does. If it just consumes stuff, or let's see. Yeah, okay, it looks like we're basically, yeah, we need to do all the launches with all the different components, and then that's where we're at. We have at least one recipe that requires space science, so I guess it makes sense to, like, yeah, so I guess for that we need to launch the rockets, right, rather than the satellites, rather than these things. So it might be like if we look at how many launches we need, we're not gonna go for like infinite rockets. I think we're gonna go for just playing this out, which is gonna mean like 40-ish launches apparently. So let's figure out how we're gonna do that. And I guess for that, like if we look at what's needed, we could do a couple of things. So we could start looking into the better fusion reactors, right? Or we could keep going with the solar. So if we look at like the science requirements, we need some insane amounts, right? So these guys require 200k science specs. Like this is all like reasonably manageable if we look at what we paid for the rocket silo. That's 1,000. So well, these are still fairly expensive, but sort of doable. But I mean, 12 times is a lot more, right? That's not just a little bit more. That's actually like it took a while for. Oh wait, but no, okay. This was a 1,000. Oh no, so the satellite was really long, right? So satellite. So this was actually, yeah. So it was 5 of each, but times 500. So that was 2,500. So like some of these are like 4 or 5 times as long, basically. Which, I mean, we've ramped up production a lot, right? So that's gonna be a lot better. This one's gonna be fairly intensive. Like we're gonna need just 14 launches alone to get the science, which is gonna be fine. But yeah, and then we need a bunch. Oh yeah, and here we need 200k of these. Yeah, so in the end we're gonna need 200 launches still. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's yeah, and I guess this sort of guides us towards where we want to be going. So probably we just want to launch a bunch more satellites, and it's gonna guide us somehow in where we want to go. So that's fine. Yeah, so actually it seems like we want to be doing some robotics. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm kind of tempted. Do we, let's see, we want to get you guys. Yeah, let's get you then, I guess. Yeah, these researchers were just knocking them out like that because we're actually producing a decent amount. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, and the satellite was actually kind of intensive, right? So like if we look at this stuff, it's 30 seconds per one of these, whereas the satellite research was took 5 of them a minute, so one every 12 seconds, which is interesting. If we look at these, like the times are still pretty high, so we could actually extend on the labs. That's interesting. So we have one more of these guys, which is nice. So yeah, yeah. I guess we're just gonna go for a couple more rockets and then and see what's what. I mean, we could scale up some of the stuff that we need. Yeah. So the question is, do we want to move towards some... Like if we look at what we're doing, we can do one of two things, right? We can either try to do something transformative and try to really set up a new system, or we can try to extend everything. And I think we're actually looking towards going to extend... just to extend stuff. Like the solar field is doing okay. This stuff is quite a nice pattern. We can just continue on doing that. This stuff is going to be obsoleted, right? This is all stuff that we're now doing with robots over here. Like this, we can just grow infinitely in this direction. Here we have some room for the for robot processing, though we actually, like some of these guys, we probably want to start doing somewhere else, or at least, yeah, I guess we can just afford this. So the main issue we have is actually that all the oil and gas stuff is kind of cramped and not scalable. So what we could do is set that up again, like over here, and build out this way. I think that's probably the way to go. If we start like, or we could go from up here, right, like this, and then build down, and then the biters we can scale that way. Like some of the oil stuff, or yeah, natural stuff, we can scale this way if we need to, but probably we're gonna build some of it again here to get our get everything going with respect to like nutrient pulp and stuff. Like we're gonna get some juice out of that. Yeah, so I think basically the way I'm looking at it, we're just slowly gonna launch some rockets. We're gonna, if we need to redesign the fuel, like the fluid stuff, we can do that, and we will. So yeah, then the only thing left is figuring out, yeah, I guess what we want to do with the rocket launches. And I think, so basically what I think we want to be doing with respect to that, right? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let me fix that. There we go. So I don't think this needs to be limited. I think, yeah, okay, you are limited, which is fine, but it's not actually what we want, because we want to just launch a couple more rockets, but this is just going slow. So I think we want to scale up the rocket control units after all. The alternative is starting to build some new stuff, so there's two things going on there. So either we could build towards stuff we're gonna need for those guys, but if we look at the research, right? So while we do this research, which should be really long, we can work towards these guys. That's totally fine, right? I'm not gonna like, we're not gonna lose sleep over that, basically. So like, and even if you manage to get there earlier, like, we could just start on more research. So the main thing is gonna be, well, these guys, but I guess so for this research, like 200k of each, like we need to scale in a ginormous way. I guess we want to do it like, we just want to build some modules that produce the science and then fly that over. I guess that's totally fine, but it's really something we want to keep an eye on. Then if we look at, basically we can just, like, we don't need to look into this right now. So the alternative is looking at the power sources, right? So if we look at power in particular, like, yeah, this stuff, is this a prerequisite for anything? Do we need deuterium for anything? That seems kind of logical, right? But the science dependencies are not there. So let's just check this out. Deuterium, right? We have deuterium fuel cell. We have this stuff. I guess it's just a really, really good nuclear power thing, right? So we could start researching towards that. But in order to power a deuterium reactor, we need fusion catalysts and heavy water. Well, this is just... yeah, this is gonna be confusing as heck. It's all like temperatures and stuff. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so the question is, do I want to keep scaling up towards the end game using just solar panels? And I think I'm gonna be fine on that. At least I say that now, but yeah. The problem here is scalability, right? So we're gonna be scaling a lot slower, right? As yeah, you need to build more fields, but I guess we can sort of pick that up by actually producing more solar panels. Then we scale harder, and that way we all end up in a happy place, right? That's the sort of trick that we want to go for here. Yeah. So I think I have my priorities straight. We can just scale up as long as power allows. We could let's just build a couple of fields just to put my mind at ease. We'll grab some landfill for that, and yeah, then I think we'll actually be in a good spot. I'm also just enjoying a little bit the fact that we actually launched a rocket, right? It's been a long time coming. And, it's real nice that we actually got there. There's probably some like material shortages coming up. If I look at this, I guess the silicon doesn't really matter because I think the smelting down there is a backup. Yeah, this is useful to get, and this is also useful to get. Yeah, we can probably go for a couple solar fields here. Yeah, so I guess I guess you get to be an active provider. And I'm still kind of amazed that this machine alone provides all the ferric chloride for all the chips and stuff. That's interesting still. But well. And do we have some interesting stuff here? Not a little bit, not really anything to write home about. A lot of the farming stuff is up here. Yeah, so if the way we look at basically scaling at this point, we're just gonna drop some solar fields and not bother with nuclear for now, but we are just gonna scale, I guess, towards the rocket control units then, right? That's still like a bottleneck at the moment. We can up production of that a little bit, and of some of the other stuff as well, probably. Yeah, let's get rid of you guys. And fill in some land. Let's see. We're gonna get these guys. Yeah, doing landfill. How big can we actually make this? Can we make it like... oh, this is not limited actually. Okay. That seems useful. Yeah, this is a lot faster. We actually made it. That's pretty sweet. Okay, let's see. We have a solar field in here somewhere. Yep. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so the advantage of this is that in this case we're really, really early, right? So we're not, we're not by any stretch of the imagination late. Like, to the party, we're gonna scale up before the energy issues are actually a problem. So that's really nice. Yeah, let's. What are these guys doing? Oh, they're bringing me landfill. Okay. And I just walked out of range, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. That's kind of annoying. But yeah. Relaxing episode. It's all good. Let's cut this here and we'll continue next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps people like you find it too. Thanks.